I was thinking about the doors that God opens and shuts. And as I was in prayer this morning, just for this time that I'm sharing with you, I really felt God press it upon my heart and put upon my heart to share with you just an interesting perspective on the doors that God opens. In Revelations 3:7, it says, "And to the angel of the church in Philadelphia write, these things says he who is holy, he who is true, he who has the key of David, he who opens and no one shuts, and shuts and no one opens." We have to believe that if we're in our walk with God and there's a word that, God is speaking to us and we believe it and it's a door that opens for us, that we are to walk through that door. It's a door that he has opened. And I think a lot of times we question whether or not God has opened that door, and we kind of are hesitant to walk through that door. Although God uses people to open doors and God uses situations to open doors, he's ultimately the only one who can open the doors and close the doors in our life. But we have a choice that we have to make in all of this, and it's, will we walk through the open door that God has for us? I think a lot of times what happens with people is we sometimes have an insecurity in ourselves, but God sees our full potential. So he opens this door for us, but a lot of times we're hesitant to walk through that door. We might not think, man, this is not the right timing, or I don't feel equipped, I don't feel qualified, I don't think I'm maybe the right person for the job. And so we look at the door and we maybe have the confidence that God has opened the door, but we're very hesitant to walk through the door. And a lot of times what happens is we almost wait for someone to hold our hand and walk through that door with us. Obviously, it might give us the confidence, it might give us what we would feel like maybe a false ability to walk through that door, because obviously if God opened it, he knows that you're the person to walk through that. So there was a situation that I had went through when I was working as the pastor for the young adults at our church. Someone had met with me and they felt really hard pressed to evangelize. And I was like, this is awesome. I love that you are feeling this burden of the Lord. I love that you're feeling this call of the Lord. I love that you feel like you are able to share with me what this call and this burden is that you have to evangelize. I'm like, this is great. So let's come up with a plan. And I was like, I want you to do this. This is awesome. And I know there's a lot of people who probably have and feel this same call in their life. So I was like, go home and come up with some sort of plan for how this will look at our local university. Come up with a plan, maybe come up with a date. Are you wanting flyers? Are you wanting to put a booth up at maybe their back to school night? Whatever it is, come up with this plan and bring it to me and I'll announce it for you. So this was a door that was opened for them to really experience what this burden was on their life and really walk through this open door that God had for them to really start walking in the calling that they felt that God had on their life. Obviously, I have it in my mind, but my job as a pastor was to really lead you and equip you and help you in doing this. But you can only lead a horse to water. You cannot make them drink. So here I was like, yes, I think this is great. I'm fully supporting everything that you're doing, but here's what you need to do. And it never got done. And I would see this time and time again where people would have these ideas and I'm like, yes, let's do it. Do the work. But a lot of people don't want to do the work. What I'm noticing is want me to do the work, or they want another pastor to do the work, or they want someone else to do the work and then they just kind of participate. But if God is opening a door for you to do something, and the awesome thing is when you walk through that door, there's such an amazing opportunity for growth in your life. It may not be perfect the first time. It may not, go exactly how you would want it to, but God gives us those opportunities to really grow and mature in the call and the burdens that he has for us. So a lot of times doors open in front of us, but we kind of are hesitant because we're like, man, I need someone to hold my hand and walk through this door with me. But I want to tell you and encourage you today, if God has opened a door for you, and maybe he's used a person to do it or a situation to do it, if God has placed in front of you an open door, run through that door, because I promise you, he will equip you He will qualify you. He will give you every single thing that you have need of to accomplish whatever it is that is through that door. So I just want to encourage you in that. Don't wait for someone to hold your hand, and don't wait for someone else to do the work. If you feel the burden, do it. Go ahead and do it. And I love the thought that like a lot of people, sometimes they'll go to a church and they're like, well, I was going to the church for like 6 months and no one really reached out to me. It's like, did you reach out to someone else? Did you go to this church and sit there for 6 months just kind of waiting in your own shell for someone to do it? Or did you go and have this desire to be a part and go and do something about that? So I just want to encourage you to not get stuck in this place of comfort where you feel like you just can't do anything until someone holds your hand, but really trust the door that God has opened for your life and go through it. Because the most awesome thing to me about it is God uses people to open those doors for us. So a lot of times we could say, well, I don't want to go through that door because, that's something that they think I need for my life. What if God is using that person to open that door for you? And going back to the example of the story that I use, I think of this opportunity that they had became a missed opportunity because they were not willing to put in the work to walk through the door. So not only did they miss out on the opportunity for growth and maturity in the area of the call and burden that God had for their lives, but think about the people at our local university who missed out on maybe hearing about God or hearing about the things of the Lord because this person was not willing to run through that open door that God had for them. So I just encourage you today, seek God, ask for direction, and when the door is open for something that God is confirming for something in your life, go through it, have that confidence to walk through, to run through, to pursue everything that God has for you, and do it with confidence knowing that God is going to fully equip you and qualify you for everything that He has called for you. Don't miss out on the growth and maturity, and don't let others miss out on the call that God has for you, because you have an amazing call for your life, and there's so many people who are waiting for you to fulfill that call because you're going to have an impact on their life.